Hello students. So we have started the enhancement of food production lesson and this is enhancement of food production part 8. Today we are going to discuss the sewage treatment. We have studied the diagram yesterday's lecture in earlier session. Okay, this diagrammatic representation of various stages in what wastewater treatment, that part we have studied. So today we are going to discuss each and every step which is involved in the sewage treatment today. Okay, so these are number of microorganisms which are involved in the uh, which are present in the sewage. Okay, so we have talked about it. Now these are the various steps. Okay, these are the basic steps which are involved in the treatment of sewage. So before the wastewater is made available for human use, it has to be treated properly so as to remove organic matter, inorganic salts and pathogens as well. So not only the inorganic and organic matter, but there are number of pathogens which are present in the sewage. So the water which is made available for the human use, so that water should be well treated before the use. Okay, so sewage treatment process includes four basic steps, and these are the steps. Preliminary treatment. The preliminary treatment includes screening and grid chamber. So, screening is the first step in the preliminary treatment. Sewage and wastewater contains plenty of suspended floating materials. They are coarse and solid particles along with the dissolved substances. So that particles which are solid particles which are coarse, as well as some are in the form of dissolved format, these should be screened out. These should be separated out. So the suspended objects, they are filtered and removed. So for this filtration and this removal, this first step is mentioned, that is known as screening. This is done in the screening chamber. The sewage is passed through the screens or net in the chambers. So the sewage is first passed from the chambers. These are known as screens or the net chambers. So larger suspender of floating objects are held back in the screening chambers. These have to be removed before the biological treatment. Another part is the grid chamber. Now, after screening, after this first step in the preliminary treatment, after removing the solid particles which are suspended, which are coarse particles, and of course, those particles which are in the form of dissolved particles, they are separated before the entering into the grid chamber. After screening, the second sub-step is grid chamber. So the filtered sewage is then passed into a series of grid chambers. So there is a series of grid chambers which are used for the separation, for the treatment, okay, for the treatment of sewage. These chambers contain large stones, pebbles and brick balance. Okay, so they are containing the pebbles or bricks. Coarse particles settle down by gravity. Here, what they do, that by using the gravitational force, the coarse particles, they get suspended, they get settled down. This passage of filtered sewage removes much of the coarse particulate matter. Let's have a look how these grid chambers they look. Okay, so for that we will see how these grid chambers they look like. You can observe in this diagram, these are the grid chambers. So when the sewage is passed from this passage, this diagram, now this first compartment is the grid chamber. Okay, so here this primary stage it is involved. So you can observe that lots of coarse particles which you can observe in this diagram, which are completely visible, they are getting suspended. Okay, because of the gravitational force, because of the gravity, they get settled down. And after this settling of these sewage particles, now in the next stage, from the grid chamber, the sewage, it moves forward. This is the next, that is sedimentation tank. So let's have a look. Primary treatment, that is physical treatment. After the preliminary treatment, the sewage water is pumped into the primary sedimentation tank. So you have just observed that after this grid chamber, this sewage, it moves to the next, that is called as sedimentation tank. Okay, and in the sedimentation tank, from this, the sewage, it moves next to the next chamber. We'll have a look. So it is pumped in the primary sedimentation tank. The sedimentation of suspended solid or organic matter occurs in this tank. So what is the objective that gets obtained or achieved? That the suspended solid or organic matter, it occurs in this tank, it gets sedimented. So about 50 to 70% of the solids settle down. There is reduction of about 30 to 40% of coliform organisms. The organic matter which is settled down is called as primary sludge, which is removed by mechanically operated devices. So this is done mechanically by the mechanically operated devices. The supernatant, the after the settled particles which are getting sedimented in the sedimentation tank, after that, whatever is removed, whatever is present, that liquid part is called as supernatant, or it is known as effluent. So that supernatant or effluent of the primary separation tank or sedimentation tank still contains large amount of dissolved organic matter and microorganisms, which are then removed by the secondary treatment. Okay, so they are further allowed for the secondary treatment. You can observe in this diagram, wastewater is first screened, then the grade setting is done with the bricks or with the help of pebbles. Okay, where there is removal of heavy solids, then primary treatment with the removal of suspended solid particles. Okay, now there is another part that is called as biological treatment. Secondary treatment, it is known as. The primary effluent is passed into large aeration tank. So here aeration tank, this term is important. Here it is constantly agitated, means continuous movement is done mechanically, artificially. Air is pumped into it. So continuous aeration is there, continuously air is getting pumped into it. That's why it is called as aeration tank. And because of the continuous movement, continuous air which is getting pumped inside this tank, aerobic bacteria grow as the environment is made, uh, you can say the environment is more favorable for the aerobic bacterial growth. Okay, so the aerobic bacteria, they grow vigorously in large number, and they form flocks. Now, what are flocks? Flocks are the masses of bacteria held together by slime and fungal hyphae, mesh-like masses. So these flocks, they are formed. These aerobic microbes consume the major part of the organic matter present in the effluent as they grow. So, due to this, the BOD of or the biochemical oxygen demand get reduced. As here we are talking about the growth of microorganisms, as there is growth of microorganisms or aerobic bacteria in the form of flocks, so they grow continuously. Okay, so because of their growth, as the microorganisms, they are aerobic, so they decompose the organic matter and they grow. So because of this, the biochemical oxygen demand gets reduced. Now, the tertiary treatment. Once the BOD of wastewater is reduced, it is passed into a settling tank. Now, this part is important. Biochemical oxygen demand, when it's get reduced, then it is passed into the settling tank. Here, the bacterial flocks, they are allowed to sediment. What is getting sedimented? Bacterial flocks. Okay, now we don't want these flocks, so they are allowed to sediment. There is no aeration. So because of their growth, because of their molecular weight, they get settled down. The sediment is now called as activated sludge. Now this activated sludge is nothing but the settled flocks. Okay, small part of this is passed back into the aeration tank, and the major part is pumped into large tanks and is called as anaerobic sludge digesters. After aeration, after this aeration, next part is this sewage is pumped into the anaerobic sludge digesters. In these tanks, the anaerobic bacteria they grow, digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. Okay, what happens in the anaerobic sludge? The anaerobic bacteria they grow as the environment is completely suitable, completely favorable for the growth of anaerobic bacteria. So there is growth of anaerobic bacteria in the anaerobic sludge digesters. So because of that, because of the growth of anaerobic bacteria, they digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. During this anaerobic digestion, what happens? The gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, etc., they are produced. So, effluents from these plants or digester after chlorination are released in the natural water bodies like rivers and streams. So, chlorination kills the pathogenic bacteria. Digested sludge is then dispersed disposed. Okay, so that's all about the diagrammatic representation of the waste treatment, or you can say these are the various steps which are involved in the uh, biological treatment of sewage. So next part is the biogas plant. So we will see, or we will study the biogas plant in the next session. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.